Good afternoon. This is the Livingston Parish News Daily Show for the afternoon of September the 18th, 2019. I'm Drew Walker, the Community Liaison here at the News. Thank you for joining me. As always, we can be found online at livingstonparishnews.com. An online subscription is only $5 a month. Get you access to everything that's on our website, all the news, sports, lifestyle, arts and entertainment, and business. We also are across social media. We are on Facebook. If you're watching this live, you're probably aware of our Facebook page. We are also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We have our daily morning shows and afternoon shows, as this one is an afternoon show. Those are available on our website after the broadcast. That's livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. You can also find audio and video versions of our long-form podcast, the LPN Weekly. We actually just recorded one earlier today. It should be going up later this evening. It's all about the 4 constitutional amendments that will be on the ballot come October 12th. October 12th is Election Day. It is also LSU Florida football, so that's a 2:30 kickoff. We're really pushing people to get out and vote early. Early voting begins September 28th. And runs through October 5th. The only day during that time that you cannot vote is on Sunday. There will be no early voting on Sunday. So check us out there. You can find the long form podcast, the LPN Weekly, also on major podcast apps, including Apple, Google, and Spotify. So let's take a look at traffic and weather. We'll take a look at traffic first. And if you are on the interstate headed eastbound, headed into Livingston Parish, I am truly sorry. There was a wreck earlier just past the Sherwood exit. It actually looks like it just cleared up, but traffic is pretty heavy throughout Baton Rouge and heading into the Denham area, especially from Airline to Sherwood. It breaks up a little bit after Sherwood until you get to Millerville. Right past Millerville, it slows down again until you're into Denham, and again it slows down from between Jubin and the Walker exits. So be aware of that on the interstate. Again, that's I-12 eastbound coming into the parish. Jubin Road itself, northbound headed towards 190, is always a mess at this time of day, as is 190 itself right there at Jubin in both directions, actually. Headed eastbound, it looks like it's backed up into the traffic circle, not quite past the traffic circle from what I can see. And then also westbound, it's pretty heavily backed up. There is a wreck on Lockhart Road as well, right there at Eden Church Road. So be aware of that. That's always a dangerous curve right there. So there is a wreck right there, and that's got traffic pretty snarled. So just be aware of that. Other than that, typical hot spots for this time of day. Surely it'll get worse as more people are headed home, especially with this weather. So we will turn to the weather now. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but the thunder is definitely rolling over our offices here in Denham. Currently it is 75 degrees, heavy thunderstorms. It feels like 75, which is a nice change of pace. Tonight, 70 degrees for the low, thunderstorms early, an 80% chance of rain. So great time for the rain to come, right at drive time. So slow down, just be careful, give the person in front of you plenty of space. And our weather is brought to us by our partners at brproud.com. That's WVLA NBC 33 and WGMB Fox 44. So we'll start the headlines today with some breaking news. A precautionary boil advisory is in effect for some areas of the city of Walker. According to a release from the city, around 11 a.m. Wednesday morning, that's today, a subcontractor hit a water main, causing a loss of pressure. There are some areas that are without water currently. The area that is affected by the boil advisory is 447 North up to Lonnie Wascom Road, and it includes all roads that come off of 447. There are samples being collected, and they will be tested by the Louisiana Department of Health, and once the all clear is given on all of the samples, the boil advisory will be lifted. So once again, a boil advisory in Walker, Highway 447 north to Lonnie Wascom Road, including all of the roads off of 447 in that area. Career and technical education students might play a role in providing in-house media relations services to the Livingston Parish School District, but there are some unanswered questions specifically focused on the type of media students could provide and at what level. That led the school board's cost-saving initiative committee to table any action on the idea at its meeting on Tuesday. Instead, the committee voted to ask Superintendent Joe Murphy to meet with CTE coordinator Stacy Palazzolo to see what students could handle and how it could be set up. While none of the 5 committee members ruled out using CTE students in some role, all of them, including Superintendent Joe Murphy, agreed there were some items that required a professional media specialist. There is a lot more to this story. Kevin Fambro was out there yesterday afternoon for these committee meetings. He did a great job of writing it up, so please check that out on our website, livingstonparishnews.com. Tax figures are in for auto sales in Livingston Parish, and before they began back to school shopping, Livingston Parish residents decided it was time for a new ride. So the Livingston Parish School Board Sales Tax Office tracks tax information from 17 governmental bodies, municipalities, and taxing districts in the parish. August numbers reflect shopping in July. Livingston Parish took in $9.4 million, which is an increase of $905,288 over July's total. Compared to August 2018, it was a 9% increase, or $770,601. After 2 months of the fiscal year, the parish has totaled almost $18 million, or $154,731 more than it had after the first 2 months of the 2018-19 fiscal year. I already mentioned that we recorded a podcast on the constitutional amendments that will be on the ballot in October. We also did a football preview today. We sat down with our sports guys, Will Weathers and Rob DeArmond, and we had a nice discussion about last week's games and looking forward to this week's games. That'll be coming out tomorrow afternoon. Once again, you can find that on our website, audio and video versions at livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. And it'll also be on podcast apps, including Apple, Google, and Spotify. Please give us a like and follow across social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Download our app. It is free to download. We push out all of the stories that come out throughout the day, including breaking news, which is always free to read. So if you want to keep up to date, like with this water bowl, it is a great place. It is a great way to stay up to date with that. So again, I'm Drew Walker. This has been the Livingston Parish News Afternoon Show for September the 18th, 2019. Thank you for joining me.